Hello and welcome. Coming to you a day earlier, folks. It's Saturday, February 14th. And on that note, let's take a breath, like a real one. Because if you've been outside today, you know the frequency is so high. Like if you walk past any flower aisle, you're in the drugstore, gift shop, you're grabbing things, looking for things, you've probably seen what I like to call a masterclass in panic. And it's interesting, because when you're out people watching, like I've been out a couple times this week, I've watched people, mostly dudes, but not exclusively, or male identifying folks, not exclusively, as I said, grasping for the usual bouquets, chocolates, perfumes, Sephora cards, Amazon cards, you name it, it was happening. And I even saw it happening with women and women identifying folks looking for colognes, putting out the Instagram messages, devotions of love, all kinds of branding. It's been super fabulous. And it's been kind of like where at the lab, I'm asking myself, these aren't folks moving with the ease of love. These are folks moving with jerky, frenetic energy, what we like to call rajas or attachment. These folks were like terrified, if you really think about it. If I really step back for a moment and really look at it, I'm like, oh my God, the frenetic energy was actually fear. And in their terror, there was calculations, there was strategy. Is this enough? Will this fix it? Does this buy me another month, week, day? And this is on both sides of the aisle, right? So I'm not specifically targeting men. So for those of you that want to jump up in the comments, sit back down. And I'm not specifically targeting women. I'm just looking at people, peopling, period. And it struck me, that on a day dedicated to connection, most of us are out here practicing performance. We aren't really trying to connect. We're trying to survive like the expectations that we put on ourselves, we put on our partners, and that every single commercial, song, you name it, is aiming at February 14th, Valentine's Day. I mean, you can't even go into the Dollarama or a grocery store or anywhere without seeing the remnants of Valentine's Day. And now coming up, we'll have Easter. So we'll have to talk about that. And, we're trying to survive these expectations, and it's really wild as we tangle ourselves up in all of this, in something that is supposed to be dedicated to love. Here we are doing backflips of performance to show another, this is how much I care for you. And I often wonder, and because we're standing on the edge of eclipse season, because Tuesday brings the shadow, and if you know anything about eclipses, you know they're what we in the lab like to call pattern interrupts, or the times when the lights go out or come back on. They reveal cracks in the foundation, and they reveal those cracks that we've been painting over with, like today, chocolates and cards and flowers. And I'm not saying any of this if people are on the receiving end of it today or on the giving end of it today. This is what you're doing. This is not what I'm out here saying. As Saturn has moved into Aries, I'm not trying to pick a fight with anybody. I'm not trying to Berlin Wall anything, and I'm not trying to start any wars. I am merely presenting notes from the field. This is what we like to call the clench of connection. This is what we're talking about today, and this is what I've observed. Simple and plain. It doesn't mean you. If you feel attacked, well, maybe you need to sit down and think about that. Think about where you're clenching. Maybe go back a couple episodes and then join me back here. And so in the lab, as I was saying, I call this, or we collectively call this, the clench of connection. And what that means is we claim that we want intimacy. We say we want the straight line of being seen. I want to be seen. I want to be heard. I want to be cherished. I want to be valued. I want to be put on a pedestal. However, and also, my research shows that when real closeness gets within striking distance, our nervous system treats this like a threat. So remember, just said. When real closeness gets within striking distance, our nervous system treats it like a threat. We don't open up. We actually clench. So we clench in connection. It's kind of been the theme of February, of the winter, clenching. We'll move into thawing in March, but for right now, we're still in the clench. We build imaginary fortresses that we could self-construct without ourselves even knowing it. And we build these fortresses to protect our ego, or the asamita. Why do I keep saying these terms? Because remember, folks, I'm looking at the kleshas. This is like the foundation. And the kleshas are about exploring the elusiveness of happiness, right? So how do we elude ourselves out of happiness? So coming back to what I was talking about, we build a fortress to protect our ego. Because if I let you in right now, you might see the parts of me that I haven't curated for Instagram, that I haven't gotten ready for Facebook, that I haven't put together before leaving the house because I've been clenching the whole time. But when I leave the house, I've got my mask on. So today we're going to audit our fortress a little bit, right? It's Valentine's Day. I'm not going to go on a downer. And I would like to just open up the conversation. I'm going to give you 5 examples of the clench. And I'm going to be honest. Some of these are going to sting because you and I both know that so I'm not pointing my finger at you, we have collectively participated in this. But that's just the antiseptic doing its work, right? When it stings, your mom's like, ah, and we clench, ah. And then it stings and then it turns white and then it's over and we put the Band-Aid on and then we continue on our business. And we probably do the same thing over and over. So we're going to let this thing happen. We're going to let the antiseptic do its work. We're going to take a collective deep breath in and deep breath out. Another deep breath in. Keep breathing in one more time. And now we're going to exhale with a sigh. We're going to release a bit of that clench. This is what we've done. Shoulders are drawn back. And we're ready to receive some information because we know that Selena's not out here pointing the finger. She's participated in these things too. She's just out here talking about it so that we can all be aware and maybe move into some happiness instead of eluding our own happiness through repetition. So here's the field guide for this week. And I know I'm a day early on the podcast, but I want you all to have this as we went into this weekend and as we went into the eclipse coming up on Tuesday. I want you to be ready. So the 5 shapes of the clench. Number 1, the telepathic trap. If you love me, you would just know. Now, we need to be out here calling this what it is, folks. This is what we call emotional laziness, okay? This is a cognitive distortion rooted in ignorance, or avidya. You're demanding that your partner, your child, your workmate, whoever, be psychic so that you don't have to be vulnerable enough to ask for what you need in that moment. You are, or we are, invariably setting a trap where they are guaranteed to fail. Just so that our ego, notice I didn't say yours, I said ours, our ego can feel righteously victimized. We can be righteous in our victimization. It's not romantic. It's manipulative. Like, ugh. And we all have done it. We might not have said, if you love me, you would, but we all know the way we would phrase that, right? I'm just giving you the general what's come out of hours and hours of lab work, talking to folks, interviewing folks, recording folks, having those conversations. This has come up. Number 2, transactional ledger. After everything I've done for you, how could you? This is what I like to call predatory accounting. This is keeping receipts. You're keeping receipts of your love. True intimacy is a gift. This is a loan shark operation. You're banking resentment to use it as leverage later. And it's like the highest inefficiency tax there is, the highest energy tax you can possibly put on folks. I said inefficiency tax for those who are in the corporate world and who follow me on LinkedIn. They know what I'm talking about. They're same. Energy tax, inefficiency tax, kinetic energy is being lost. And what happens here is it forces your partner into silence because they know they're already in debt. I'm not going to pick up the phone for the collection agent. I know I'm in debt. So why am I even going to bother trying to respond back to after everything you've done for me? Clearly, you're keeping an account. So I might as well just shut the fuck up. Yes, I did cuss. I apologize for the young people in the room, but we cuss from time to time. Number 3 is what we like to call in the lab the performance. This is the power couple, right? This is the Instagram clench. Looking great at the dinner party, posting the pictures, it's on the reel, everything is everything. Every 5 minutes, something else is coming out. But in the car ride home or the metro or the Uber or Lyft or however you're navigating transport, dead silence. Silence. This is the ego, Asamita, wearing a mask. You're prioritizing your audience, Instagram, Facebook, real life, whatever you're doing, over the actor. You're starving the relationship you're in to feed the brand, what it looks like. All your friends, oh my God, hey, yo, how'd you, and you're with the, and what, but it's just a brand. It's starving. You haven't fed it. You haven't fertilized it. Flowers are wilting. That's the performance. Power coupling. Number 4 is sabotage. And I really want to play Beastie Boys here, but I realized because I'm on Apple and Deezer and iHeartRadio and YouTube, and no, this isn't an ad because I don't get paid to do this. I'm just out here because I'm out here because I'm out here. I couldn't play sabotage. And that's a DJ and producer of music. I can't play sabotage because I don't have the rights to do it. So just imagine sabotage. This is what we called, or I coined in the lab, the preemptive strike. Shout out to DJ Shadow. Again, not paid to do this. I just love DJ Shadow. Had an album called The Preemptive Strike. Maybe you want to play it right now or go and Google it or whatever to figure out what I'm talking about, but you'll feel the clench in that track. Number 4, the sabotage. And we've all done this. Okay, we've all participated, done this, and this is what it is. Have you ever picked a fight in the car, on the bus, in the Uber, on the Lyft, on the way to the dinner, or coming back from the dinner, right? Or to the event, let's not put dinner in it, to wherever event happening or back from the event happening. Everything was fine. Everything was like, yo, we're out here. Everything was fine. And then suddenly you're screaming about whatever. It could be the GPS, the Instagram photo that you didn't approve because you were blinking, okay? That's what we call abinasha, or the fear of loss. The intimacy was getting too high. The peace felt spacious. No mental racing. Nothing to have to do. We're just out here breathing. We are going to or coming from something that was awesome. So what happens? Survival script kicks in and says, blow it the fuck up. Sorry for the cuss. It's safer to be angry than to be open. You manufacture a tangle right there to avoid the connection. So you know what? No one gets sexy Saturdays or Sundays or whatever day it could be, because we have now manufactured something to avoid the connection. Intimacy is gone. Maybe fighting is your thing, but here in the lab, after hours and hours of research, it's really a clench. Sorry to break it to you. And number 5, and we all do this. We all do this. And I really would like us to, in this week, the eclipse is coming, the eclipse is in Aquarius, and maybe blowing up the light bulb here, because I'm an Aquarius. Number 5 is the buffer. Okay? The buffer is the digital shield, and we all have one of these, and we've all done this. You were in the same room. Let me rephrase that. We're in the same room, and we're both on our phones. We're scrolling to avoid sensing each other's frequency. And we're using the dopamine of the screen to numb the anxiety of forming that connection. This is a structural blockade. I'm going to pause for a minute and let that sink in, because I've just taken you to the 5 shapes of the clench, and I might have stirred up some shit. I might have opened some scaras. You know, some vitrees are coming up. The mental noise right? Some scours the wound. Now here comes Selena, poking her finger in the wound, stirring up the mental noise, and now it's in her face. Let's pause. Let's take that deep breath in and that deep breath out. And maybe we do it one more time because this is the empathy lab. So we're going to take a deep breath in, and we're going to breathe in again, and we're going to exhale out with a sigh. Let the shoulders drop, let the jaw clench, let the eyebrows come down, and just sit. And now they're taking you through what it looks like out there or in here. I can also connect the dots or the fractal from the bedroom or from the homeroom to the boardroom or the workroom, or however you are exchanging in community for economic advancement, however you're doing that. Whether you have work or you're like, Selena, I don't work. It's just think about it. Let it sink in. So here's the fractal truth. How we love is how you do leadership. The big truth without the fractal is how we love is how we do anything. How we love is how we do anything. And right now we're going to look at how we love is how we do leadership. Some of y'all are like, what is she talking about? Okay, clench number 1, the telepathic trap. That's you getting mad at your boss, your manager, your TL, your people leader, whatever, for not promoting you when you never explicitly asked for the role or demonstrated some kind of interest. You expected them to just know your value. That's professional laziness. Straight up. Argue with me in the comments. It is what it is. The transactional ledger. Well, that's the person who often reminds the team of how late they stayed last week to force them into doing what they need them to do today or what needs to be done today, or the fact that they may or may not be doing work today or coming into work today or doing any type of work today. That's transactional ledger. Always keeping receipts. Always reminding others of what they've put in. And that's why they may or may not be there. The clench, folks, is universal. It's the human nervous system choosing safety over evolution. That's all it is at the end of the day. And some of us aren't ready to evolve, and that's okay too. We can be that, right? And so your assignment for this week is to erode the boundary. How can you erode the boundary? The eclipse is coming in hot on Tuesday in Aquarius. The shadow is going to hit the script whether you like it or not. So let's try to get ahead of it a little bit, right? Which is why I'm releasing this on Saturday instead of Sunday and the whole 9 yards. And the article on Substack is out, so you can read about it there too. I think it's out in a few hours, but your assignment this week, I want you to perform an erosion, a boundary erosion, a structural erosion, an erosion, okay? And Saturn has moved into Aries, meeting Neptune. For those of you that are into astrology, you know what I'm talking about. For those of you who are like, what is this? Google it. Don't even worry about it. Go. Channy often has things about it on YouTube. Check that out. Makes a lot of sense. Very practical. So we're performing a structural erosion. Number 1, I want you to do what I call the eye contact protocol. When your partner, your child, your friend, whoever speaks to you, stop what you're doing. Immediately stop what you're doing. Turn your body to face them, look them in the eye, and do not look away until they are done. If you feel the burn, or you feel that heat, that's the clench dying inside of you. You're not clenching anymore. Head on, straight line, in the eyes. Number 2 is the radical admission. Catch yourself in the sabotage, transactional ledger, the performance. I don't know if you can do that. Well, whichever, pick one of the 5. Stop whatever you're doing. Stop the car, put the fork down. Don't stop the car on the highway. Stop it if you can. Put the fork down. And I want you to say one of the scariest sentences in the world. I'm picking a fight right now because I feel close to you and that terrifies me. So I'm pushing you away. And I'm saying it to you right now so I can stop. That is the straight line. You remember when you're in kindergarten, you learn how to draw a straight line? That's a straight line. So this is the assignment of the week, erode the boundary. Okay. And I want to share this as we close out because I'm at 21 minutes and you know my podcast doesn't go past that. Intimacy is the willingness to be wrong in front of the person you want to be right with. So stop building the fortress and start weaving together. As usual, folks, I'm Selena Isles. I want you to stay anchored. I want you to stay hydrated. I want you to stay rested. I want you to stay aware. Take care of yourself. Take care of each other. I'll see you next week. And happy Valentine's Day.